Very good. Guruji, can you explain a little more in detail? How do we say Jiva is Ananta? I mean, Jiva is without beginning.
Yeah, so Hariji is asking the question. Why did you say Jivaha is Anadi?
Anadi, I meant Anadi.
Anadi. That is the question he's asking. All right. What is cause for this Jiva? What caused a birth?
Is our
Due to karma phalam. Due to
karma phalam, vasana.
All that. Karma phalam, vasana, etc. Punya papa is there. Therefore, that caused the Jiva to be born. All right. What caused karma phalam? Well, karma caused karma phalam. What else can, who else can cause karma phalam? Karma only can cause karma. Okay. Who caused karma? How did karma come about?
Embodiment.
We ask. Then, all right, embodiment and all is there, obviously. So, Shukshma Sharira by itself cannot do any karma. Sthula Shariram is needed, even if the Sthula Shariram is just a virus, small, very small coronavirus. Yeah, still, that is Sthula Shariram only. Okay, because you can see it in a microscope. Therefore, it has a small Sthula Shariram. And then it lives its life. Okay, well, it doesn't do karma, but human being does karma, right? Animals don't do karma, right? Animals don't do karma? What is that? In order to fill up the stomach, the cow has to graze, has to look for food. You can see cows looking for food. So they have to do karma. But then they can only have drishta phalam. Hunger can be satisfied, which is fine. That is why it has to go graze. But then it cannot gain papam and punyam. Cannot gain papam and punyam, but the human being can gain papam and punyam. That is why we say animals don't do karma, because drishta phalam is not relevant to us at all. That everybody, it's common to everybody. So, yeah. So therefore, the human being does karma and gains adrishta karma phalam called punyam and papam. All right. So we explained birth, karma phalam, birth is there and caused due to karma phalam, caused due to karma. And karma is due to? Karma is due to?
Kartrutvam.
Karma is due to kartrutvam. Fantastic. And kartrutvam is due to?
Unfulfillment.
Kartrutvam is due to avidya. Avidya. What do we say about a jnani? Jnani recognizes that I am an akarta. Essentially, I am an akarta. But not knowing it, I have taken myself to be limited, and therefore kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam, karma, karma phalam, punarjanma, etc. keeps happening.
Avidya kama karma.
Avidya. Therefore, avidya is the cause for all these things. Avidya is the cause for jivatvam. And is what about avidya? Is it adi or anadi?
Anadi. Avidya is anadi.
Avidya is anadi. What if avidya were adi?
Then it will be always there.
If avidya were adi, had a beginning, had a date of birth,
it will have a death.
Permanent Vaikuntha.
No. If avidya had a date of birth, before that date, what was there?
Jnanam.
Jnanam was there. If jnanam is there, there can't be any rebirth, nothing. There is no question of avidya because vidya is there. Therefore, avidya cannot be adivat, adimat. It has to be anadi. Anadi, matparam brahma. Na sattanna saduchyate. Just recently we've been looking at. Therefore, anadi. Jiva, therefore, is anadi because jiva is a product of avidya. Karma phalam is a product of avidya. Karma is a product of avidya. Maya. Avidya. When you look at jiva, it's called avidya. But samashti, she is called maya. Don't curse avidya. Okay, we have to respect avidya. Why should I respect avidya? Because I need a proper life. This life is all due to avidya only. Moha is there, but I have to worship her so that she can give me the vision. Okay, fine. All right, now we are ready for this knowledge. I will release you. Like that, she can say. Therefore, avidya maya. So therefore, the answer to your question is what? That is the answer to your question. Why is jiva anadi? Correct?
Because avidya is anadi.
Correct. So you have to go from jivatvam all the way to avidya. Then you can answer the question.
Okay.
Okay. Satishji, go ahead. You are on mute though.
Okay, this mantra is an answer to Nachiketa's question of what is beyond Bhuta Bhavya. So this is actually an answer to that, he says in my book.
Yeah, we'll come to that. We have not even entered the mantra. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is one thing.
Yeah.
And this Swapnanta is a concept explained in Brihadaranyaka, where it says like who eliminates the dream. So there must be something to eliminate the dream. So that light comes from Atma. That's what it says. Swayam Jyoti Brahmana.
Correct. Swayam Jyoti Brahmana is that. Correct. Yeah. Very much so. Atmana Swapnantam Jagrita.
Because you see objects in dream, so it has to be element. So who eliminates? So that is answered there.
Correct. Without any light, you're able to see a whole world. Big God. And it's real also. Therefore, this magic becomes a very big data point for us. Very big.
The biggest.
Thank you. So anything else, Satishji? Yeah.
For the time. I'm actually doing now our Guruji is doing the Taittiriya detailed. So I'm attending every day.
And his Shankara Bhaashyam?
Yes, of course. He goes nothing beyond Shankara Bhaashyam.
Right. Good. Nice. Any other tika and all he refers to occasionally or what?
Not much. Detailed only he covers.
That is good enough. That's good because Taittiriya itself is a bit long.
Yeah.
And a lot of upasanas and all are there. So tika will be an overkill. Good. Very nice. My namaskars to your Guruji. Panish.
Okay.
Not Panish. What is his name?
Paniraj.
Thank you. Ramuji, go ahead.
When you said Krishna copied from Yama, he need not copy because he himself says in Bhagavad Gita, I am Kala.
But he also says things like Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham. What audacity he has.
4th chapter, first.
That means he's saying any teacher is me. That is what he's saying. Very interesting. So hope your eyes are doing well, Ramuji.
Okay, no problem. That's why I was not on the video. I was just listening.
Yeah. No, but your eyes are, you need to protect you. That doesn't mean we should not see you, right? You can turn your video on. It doesn't affect you. We can see you. We have the benefit of seeing you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Simply joke. Yeah, Maheshji, go ahead.
So a couple of questions. One on that sloka 214, that Sambandha Bhashyam for that sloka. Durvijneyam iti, there's a matva.
Correct. Matva.
Because somehow when I heard you, I thought you said etam eva artham. I didn't hear matva, so I thought it was. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Iti matva etameva artham.
So matva is there. Okay.
Very
Now,
interesting. Very interesting. Shankaracharya says matva, and the mantra also has the word matva in it. Matva means having understood, jnatva. In the mantra, matva means jnatva, having known, right?
right.
Person who knows. But here, matva. Matva, of course, means knowledge only. But considering that this topic is subtle, right? Or knowing that this topic, generally we say considering, not knowing, but yeah, knowing.
Or having known.
Correct. Having known. Having considered the subtlety of this topic, giving due weightage to the subtlety of the topic. Yeah, having known the subtlety of the topic. That's also fine.
Another question is here Shankaracharya talks about Swapna and Jagrata. And I thought he specifically left out Sushupti. Because in the past, when he wanted to explain more than one, either he would have said, put all of them, or he would have said Adi. Since he specifically said Ubhav, I think he purposely left out Sushupti.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. It's fine. I need to see.
Because in all other places, like he talks about the Indriyas, Srotra, Adi, right? He didn't say, if he doesn't want to say everything, repeat everything, he just say Adi. So like that, he could have said Swapna, Adi.
Correct. Yeah, but yeah, he has to explain what is there in the mantra first.
So since he specifically states that and also says Ubhav, I have a feeling that he purpose.
No, he says Ubhav because mantra says Ubhav. He cannot not say.
No, that's what I'm saying. So Shankaracharya says because the mantra says Ubhav, because the mantra doesn't include all of them.
Correct.
I think it is not always necessary like that. In some cases, the Rishi talks about speech. When he talks speech, then the whole karmendriyas are included in speech.
Yeah.
So correct. It is not necessary that he has to always, I'm not saying it is a must, but it is not always necessary that he has to specifically say hand and mouth and leg, etc., etc. I don't remember exactly where it is, but I have studied that. When they say speech, then the whole karmendriyas are included in that word.
It is called upalakshanam. In Sanskrit, it's very commonly used. Upalakshanam.
Yeah.
Means that vaga that you mentioned is upalakshanam for all the karmendriyani or jnanendriyani or both.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you, Hariji. Thank you. Anuradhaji, go ahead.
No, I have one more question.
Yeah.
So, I think I last class, I think we explained that the difference between Sarvajna and Sarvavit. Right? And I had a question at the time whether it is, because literally one Sarvajna means knowing, one Sarvavit means everything. So it's kind of an outlier in terms of explanation. So the question was whether does the same thing applies for Gadatnya and Gatat, or Padatnya or Patavit.
So the question is this: Sarvajnaha and Sarvavit. So if you followed the discussion, I explained to you what the difference between the two. And so is there such a difference for the words Gatagnaha and Gatavit, for example? And the answer is no. When it comes to Gatagnaha, we don't make that difference because Gata is an object. And so somehow I have not seen any differences. See, this whole Vedanta is not a study of the object. It is a study of the subject. And so they don't spend, I'm sure Tarkikas and all have spent a lot of time. They may have very nuanced definitions and all that. And I can assure you it's all out there. But I have not seen anywhere any commentator, Shankara, anybody saying, or even Swamiji saying, Gatagnaha means this, Gatavit means this. No, it only applies to that Sarva. Because that's the nature. Because knowing, and the student also is asking, Tasminnu Bhagavo Vijnate. What is it that if I know, everything is as good as known? So, the short answer to your question is no, I don't. There is no difference. Gatagnaha, Gatavit. You either know how to make the pot or you don't know how to make it. Yeah, 1 second. Somebody is calling me. Hello. Resume. Yeah, Anuradhaji.
The jiva, the definition that you gave, the new definition, that when the when the prana is gone, then the sukshma sharira, the jiva takes the sukshma sharira and then looks for another place, and then he takes birth. Am I right?
That is how this definition is given. Yes.
Okay. So this really, like, a lot of people have that question, that why did Krishna said, the Janadhipa, that mantra, natve baham, that one. Yeah. So why did he say that? Like, they're going to be dead. But so this one fits that piece very well. So it is because, like, a lot of people question this, like, okay, so what happens? Like, why wouldn't we cry for them? So this is the reason, because the same person also takes him. So the Sukshma Sharira also he takes. So all himself goes to another one. Right? Am I right to say that?
Yeah. So this definition talks like that. Okay. This definition talks like that. Okay. But suppose you ask, then who is that who is carrying this? That entity is called Jeev. An entity is called Jeev. And so that the law is like that that whole entity moves away. Okay. We shouldn't think there is Jiva is like a person with a thinking brain and all, and then doing all this job and so. No, such a person, because Sthula Sharira is needed for a mind in a body. Sorry, Sthula Sharira is needed for the Sukshma Sharira to operate. Correct? And therefore, that entity really is helpless. Can't think for sure, because thinking requires a Sthula Sharira. And so it's a very subtle, literally subtle. That's the karma. Only karma phala data knows what happens to that. Because there's no somebody who is carrying it. Even though this mantra says there is somebody who carries it. But there is no somebody separate from the Sukshma Sharira. That's what I'm trying to say. There is no somebody separate from the pot to carry the pot. It's not like this. It's not like somebody is carrying the pot. Not like that. But you can visualize it like that. That is what Shastra is saying.
So it will not work for my Janadhipa?
I don't know. We have to look into it.
Okay.
But if it works, I think we should stick. It's a good one. We should. At least we have one explanation.
Exactly, because a lot of people, go for that kind of, So what happens? Like when we say that, oh, no, it's not, they don't die. It's also, beginningless and all that. But okay. So I thought that's a very good explanation.
Right. And of course, suppose somebody asks what happens, and somebody says, "What do you gain by knowing what happens?"
Okay.
Okay, suppose somebody gave an explanation to that particular entity after death. Okay, this is the jiva, and it has this form, that form. There's something. Some form can't be there because form is there. This Sthula Shariram is there.
Yeah.
So formless thing is going. Some form, some entity has to be there because karma load is very much there. And so, suppose some details are given. I'm sure there are details in the Shastra about this. I'm absolutely sure there are details. I may not know the details, but Shastram has the details. But what do you get out of it? Somebody asks, especially for us. By knowing all the detail, it's not directly relevant to us. That's all I'm saying. We would like to know a little at least, just enough to just move on.
Satisfy the jigyasu.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So Shastram does say it is there, and that is why we do all our Shraddha Karma and all. And so 3 generations, etc., we give a benefit of doubt. And so otherwise, Shraddha Karma is not needed. If there is no interim period, then Shraddha Karma is not needed because that Jiva has taken on a birth already. Let's assume human being. And if so, then that Jiva is being taken care of already. Because baby, etc., taken care of. So that person doesn't need me to do the Shraddha Karma or the person. But
that's what it says, though. That's what it says, that, whenever the prana leaves the Sukshma Sharira, and then it gets kind of some avaya to fit into that loka. Right?
Yes.
So then, yes, in a way, like, why do we need the Shraddha Karma? Because he already found his ghar, or, where he will be. And then the karma will bring him down.
Right. And so the thing about the next birth is, we don't know if the next birth is a good, quote unquote, good birth. Therefore, the prayer is very important.
Okay, I got, yes, you just said yeah. So we do it for the parted soul, as it says.
Correct.
Okay.
Because we can't afford to make a wrong assumption.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Prasadji, go ahead.
Actually, this has been in my mind actually to clarify what is my understanding of the jiva, and I think this is the best opportunity as the definition has come here. So if we look at Tattva Bodha, for example, it talks about it's a Brahman Pratibhimbam, right? And Stula Sarira Abhimani. So the consciousness that is obtaining into the Antakarana is what we call this pratibimba, right? So this pratibimba, which is the jiva, which actually, and again, the Stula Sarira is not an entity itself, but the composition of the jiva, which is the pratibimba, which actually takes, and then what you said already, that it carries all the Stula Sarira, Sukshma Sarira along with it and move on. So that jiva is that portion which is the Brahma Pratibimba, which is actually, in one way you can say, is the reflected consciousness, right? Because it's the Pratibimba, which is actually in the Antakarana. So that's my understanding. So that's what I want to clarify myself, that again, if you look at the, I mean, there's another confusion when we talk about Vedanta Sara, which says that it is that individual ajnana, which is the consciousness associated with individual ajnana, is what is jiva, because it stops at prajna level, which is called jiva. But then obviously it has to move on to the next level of mind and body. So we give the Tejasa and Viswa also. That is what we call jiva in that respect, because it identifies itself with the body and the mind. So effectively, my understanding is that jiva, which is a reflection, which is Brahman's pratibimba, which is jivatma, which carries the this sukshma sarira along with it.
Yeah, correct. There is an entity that does not die at all. There is something that dies and something that doesn't die. The doesn't die part is the jiva, which has to have the karna shariram and sukshma.
So that
therefore repeated association with the body, sthula shariram, with sukshma shariram association, it implies that. Therefore, all that. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Thank you. And the second question, today's the two slokas. So is it a correct understanding to say that these two prakriyas which you talked about, both Drishya Viveka and the Avasthanatraya, they actually still say that it is Dvaita, because I am the consciousness, but I'm looking at other things, body, mind, and also Dvaita. But at the end, when you say the Tattvamasi level, it is actually trying to establish the oneness of that. So it is moving from saying that Dvaita level, I am consciousness, because normally otherwise I'm thinking that I'm the body. Oh, there is a consciousness in me. So rather I start with consciousness and say, this is body and this is mind. So still it is Dvaita, but I move now to the next level where it is Tattvamasi, because it is oneness of the whole thing. It is, so that's the understanding which I can take from these two slokas. That's a question.
Yeah. So the main point here is Advaita cognitively negates Dvaita. Advaita does not remove Dvaita experience. Exactly like when you know very clearly that the sun is stationary, that knowledge does not remove the perception that the sun is moving. That perception does not change at all. Perception does not change. But my response is different. Therefore looking, seeing, Pashyan, Srinvan, Prishan, Jagran, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Swashan, Pralapan, Vrishajan, Grinnan, Unmishan, Nimishan, Napi, Indriyani, Indriyartheshu, Vartanta iti dharayan. The Naiva Kaschit Karomiti. Despite all these things, the person says, no, I am not a doer. Naiva Kaschit Karomi. I don't do anything. Like that, the person can confidently say, despite being very active. Therefore, karma seems to continue. Karma seems to continue. You can't figure out the jnani and jnani difference in terms of lifestyle. You may be able to say difference, but karma is there for both. But karma is there for both when we say, na lipyate. Aham agarta. Therefore, the karma cannot stick to me. Karma phalam definitely cannot stick to me. Therefore, he can say, Naiva kinchit karomi. I'm not doing anything. There, the I refers to Atma. I just had my dinner, if I say. If the Jnani says, then he's referring to the Jiva in the form of body, which requires food. So it's shifting standpoints. That's correct, Prasad. Therefore, never look for removing experiences. This removal of experience is the barrier to understanding Advaita. Sorrow experience will be there. Sad pain will be there. Joy will be there. All these experiences will be there. But na shochati. Sorrow will go away. Means what? No longer sorrow is there. Pain can be there, but there won't be any sorrow. Then it's accepted. It's painful. I don't want the pain also, the person can say. Yeah, it's very painful. Can you give me some medicine? Because body will feel pain. We are not going to be Siddha Purushas by this. The Purusha definition is different here. So pain will be there. I need some help. Okay, fine, fair enough. I need to take care of myself. Too much pain. That's fine. But sorrow is not there. Anxiety is not there. That is the meaning of nasochit. Therefore, sometimes we can get the feeling that even after studying Vedanta, why am I suffering so much? Or why is my mind agitated? Or something, some thoughts can come sometimes. May not be, what I'm saying may not be related to your question, but still, that judgment we have to slowly stop making. Slowly we should stop making with it. Saying, okay, things will happen according to karma. Even after jnanam, things will happen according to karma palam. Whatever karma palam is there, whatever prarabdham is there, is going to unfold. That too, if there is a young person studying Shastram, and the person got it and walks away, he's got many more years to live.
Like Buddha.
Like Buddha, huh?
36 to 80, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Good. Anybody else? Ramuji, go ahead. Thank you, Prasad.
The word matva, what is the dhatu?
Man dhatu.
Okay.
Man.
Okay. Thank you.
Twapratyaya. Vijay, go ahead.
It looks like Karunanidhi suddenly. Sorry.
Huh?
Ramaji suddenly looks like Karunanidhi with a glass.
No, because of cataract, I'm wearing the glass, cooling glass.
Guruji, this Jiva also we are talking maybe up to a point where Dvaita is there, right? Ultimately, we will realize that Jiva is not something separate. It will all converge into one eventually, right? And maybe this.
So here's the thing. Suppose somebody says the wave is water, the surf is water, the drop of water is water, the droplets are water, the tsunami wave is also water, the ocean is also water. If somebody says, now, here's what is good. It is a statement of fact. Nothing new is going to happen. Should you wait for the wave to merge into the ocean in order to... correct. Should you wait for the droplets to fall into the ocean in order to say, yeah, droplet is also water? No. You don't have to wait for anything. Let anything be wherever they are, based on karma. Wherever they are, let them be. But it's understood. There is no merging. Merging is just a word they use, and we have taken it literally. We may have taken it literally. Atma and Ishvara are one. Jiva and Ishvara are one. They've always been one. They are one. They will always be one. Jiva merges with Ishvara is a way of saying, it's a way of saying, because it's travel. People are used to this travel. And therefore, Ishvara cannot come to me. Come on, he's a big guy, very busy guy. I have to go get an appointment with Ishvara. I'll go and meet Ishvara. That is correct. Therefore, I merge with Ishvara, they say. And of course, heaven going also, it is very, that statement, merging with Ishvara, works very well. But in Advaita Vedanta, this merging and all is another action, another activity. There is nothing merging anywhere. Jiva is also not merging with Ishvara, really speaking. Do you know why? Because Jiva is Ishvara.
No. So merging, when I said from a understanding point of view, so eventually it's Jiva also is not there.
Correct. Correct. An entity called Jiva that is separate from the rest of the world is not there. Right. That is Advaita. Has never been there, is not there now, and will not be there in the future also. But it's avidya that makes me think the opposite of that. Advaita Vedanta says that is why I suffer.
No, so my point was then why are we, okay, before coming to that realization, we are now saying Jiva takes the Sukshma, takes it across, puts it into another body. Is that not all adding more to the confusion that is already there?
That's why I said there are some details that are not directly related to us. I mean, we are not going to be, we will not allow that to confuse us. Let me put it that way. We will not allow that description, which we don't say is right or wrong. Let it be correct only, to confuse us, to distract us, to take us away from what we really want. So many things are there.
Yeah.
So many. The telephone, there are so many apps. I use only 3 or 4 apps, 5 apps. There are a lot of squares. I keep scrolling this way to search. Sometimes I keep thinking, no, I should bring all those apps to the first page so I don't have to keep scrolling like this. But I never got time to do that also. But I exactly know where it is. So I keep doing it. So you don't allow the others to distract you at all.
Yeah.
Right? That's reasonable, I think. You're correct. You're correct. Your observation is correct. How does it matter? What is the shape of the jiva and this and that? It's literally,
that can bring about a lot more unnecessary thoughts about then how the karna and sanchita karma, so many things can start, we can start thinking about, right?
See, once what happened, correct, you're right. Once what happened, our Swamiji has some powers, siddhas. I'm talking about Dayanandaji, and people know it. And somebody asked somewhere in class or something. Know what he said? Suppose I demonstrate that siddha to you now. That power, some power is there, okay? I can tell you how many people are there outside on that street. Suppose I demonstrate that to you now. One of you go outside and let's be on the phone and I'll tell you. Now what will happen? You will forget Vedanta completely. You will come to the ashram, you're attending a nice 3-month camp. And then when you go home, they will ask you what happened in the ashram. You know what you will say?
That incident.
Swamiji, he is able to do exactly 123, he said. Over. Vedanta Sara gone. Sadhana Panchakam gone. Everything, Nirvana Shatkam gone. Everything is gone. This is the only thing you'll remember. That's it. That day I understood. I understood why. Despite all the powers one has, don't talk about powers. The whole world is running after powers. And here also, if the Swamiji talks about powers, where is Advaita Vedanta? It's meaningless. That's called dhriti. It's called dhriti. It's nice to show some powers, look, I want to show something, show some. Everybody will say, Guruji. That kind of Guruji, the whole world is running after this. We are trying to come away from that. So consciously, you just drop all this. Correct, you're right.
Yeah.
So then, Jaykumarji, what Prasadji said, that it's a reflective consciousness, or what was he saying, that the jiva is the pratibimba. Why would it be a pratibimba? Jiva is Paramatma.
Yeah, pratibimba is a language that is used. Pratibimba is a language that is used. Because if Jiva is Paramatma, the body still has an identity.
Yeah.
If Jiva has an identity. Every identity is different identity, distinct identity. Okay. What one Jiva does has nothing to do with what other Jiva does. So it's very distinct. Therefore, some identity has to be given. Has to be given. Everybody is Atma, but then everybody behaves differently also. Everybody is in different parts of the world. We don't know what other people do. Nothing. Just literally they're different. That's what makes Dvaita reality. Dvaita is real. And so, that's why they say Pratibimba. Means that individuality has to be there. But then later on, once we study Vedanta, we will say, okay, even the Pratibimbatvam is Mithya. Correct?
That's what I was getting at. That.
Correct. Exactly, yeah. Like, okay, what is Mithya, we will say. And as we go further and further, we will find that pot is just Nama Rupa, maximum Nama Rupa. There's nothing, no object called pot. Gataha Nasti, they will say. Through Vedantis, will say Gataha Nasti. Show me where is the pot, they will say. So, the Pratibimba, you can say something like that. You can say something like, clay is reflecting on the pot. Something like that. Really, there is no pot separate from clay. But clay is reflecting in the form of a pot. Something like that.
But going back on what she said, Radhaji, the jiva is again through upadhi, right? So only implied meaning is the nirguna Brahma, right? Till that time, it is part of cosmology where the Ishvara level is Samisti Upahita Chaitanyam, and individual is jiva, which is like Ajnana Upahita Chaitanyam. So it's part of the upadhi, but the implied meaning will be the Paramatma, which is Nirguna Brahma. It is all midya only, all other things. Right? That's the meaning, right?
Yeah. So, correct. That's why Satyam Mithya is such an important thing to understand, right? Either I take Mithya as Satyam or I take Mithya as Mithya. Taking Mithya as Satyam is samsara. Taking Mithya as Mithya is Jnana.
Nasato Vidyate Bhava, that's a beautiful sloka which gives the effect and cause and Vidya and Satya. Yeah.
Correct. Correct. Good. So, nice set of questions.
I'll have one comment after the class, but it has nothing to do with the class. It's about the upcoming event.
Oh, so, yeah, let's talk about it now. Yeah. Devasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.